Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the McLaren Solus GT at Golden Max in Asphalt 9 multiplayer. Please consider subscribing if you have not already, and be sure to check out my Furum Clips channel, Furum TV channel, and Purple Team Discord. Links to all those will be down in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video. The Solus GT is one of the more interesting new B-Class cars we've gotten in a while. It has one of the highest accelerations in the entire game. It's definitely in the top 5 if it's not the very highest. And this allows it to pretty much get ahead of everything, no matter what it is at the beginning of races. We're not quite to MP48 or MP425 territory yet from Asphalt 8, but we are ever so slowly getting there. I cannot wait for the day until we get a car with over 100 on acceleration. That's going to be cool. I bet it will happen in approximately 2.5 years from now. That is my guess. Come back to this clip in 2.5 years and see if I am correct or not. Hopefully Asphalt 9 is still around by then. Anyway, the rest of its stats are pretty good too. Obviously, the nitro efficiency, the drifting, and the handling are all great on this car. The nitro efficiency, not like the best ever, it's certainly very high up there though, which leaves us with the top speed, which as you might expect, given its amazing other stats, is not the best. It goes 217 miles per hour, which is fine. I mean, that's not awful, obviously. Cars like the Apex go around that speed as well. And so that puts it just speed-wise toward the middle of Class B, but the rest of its stats definitely elevate it above that to a higher level in this class. Now, I don't think this car is going to be a king unless it's on some super short and twisty tracks, like the 30-second tracks, in which case it's possible. I don't really know yet, but those are the tracks where I could see this car doing extremely well. Now, I tested this car in the same season I tested the Saline S7 in, which I made a video about, and you should check that out if you have not seen it. But yeah, this car I tested before that one to see how it would do maybe slightly lower in the season. Hopefully, my goal was to get to the point where I was competing against relatively skilled players, but hopefully there weren't quite as many Saline S7s yet, because I knew that car goes, gosh, like 50-something miles per hour faster than me. No way I'm competing against many of those in this one. Now, as you will see throughout this video, I did see some of them, I did beat some of them, but they were not the easiest cars to beat. And although, even in that case though, I found that with this being a Ghost Slipstream season, I was not expecting the Solus GT to do well pretty much at all. But I was pleasantly surprised in a lot of cases. Here we did beat a faster car, the ME412, which goes around 30 or so miles per hour faster than me. And it's not even on a track that is particularly an agile car-oriented track. Scotland is generally considered to be one of the more top speed-oriented tracks in the game. Now we are on to Caribbean though, which is more of this car's prime hunting ground. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty far ahead in the beginning, but then the cars will start to catch up throughout the race. And this was a very common occurrence. This happened in pretty much every single race that I played in. I'd get pretty far ahead in the beginning, and then people slowly start to catch up throughout the race due to their higher top speeds. And it was always just a question of, will I be able to stay ahead by the end? At this point in the race, they were pretty much caught up to me, but then, of course, we go around the corners and pull ahead again. It's a lot of balancing acts when you are playing with a car like this in a Ghost Slipstream season. And here, the Saline is finally able to pass me, and unfortunately, even though we are 3/4 through the race, not going to be quite enough, and this Saline, with its much better top speed, is able to pull ahead in the end. And some other cars were catching up extremely close behind me at the end there. That Saline passed me at the very last second. Thankfully, though, he was not able to pass me before the finish line. We beat him by a frame, as well as 2 other Salines as well. If this car looks like something you'd be interested in, well, you would have already had to be playing it by now, but there is a Solus GT Grand Prix going on. Now, I had every intention to go for this car, and I think I might have been able to possibly get it. Unfortunately, I got into tier 4, which isn't amazing because there were other people that sandbagged and had higher star cars, so I don't think I would have been able to get it anyway. But I kind of didn't play more than the first couple of rounds. The reason for that was over the past week and a half or so, up until this past Saturday, I'd been studying for a exam that I've been studying for the past 3 months. You've heard me talk about it before. My 4th actuarial exam. Won't go into it too much, but I took it on Saturday after spending the previous 3 weeks just on practice exams, pretty much. But yeah, I took it and I feel fairly confident about it. I do not get instant results on this one, unlike the previous 3. I should get results in about 8 weeks or so from the SOA, the Society of Actuaries. And I am fairly confident that I passed. I'd put my chances at around 75%. The thing is, I felt mostly confident about like 3/4 of the questions, but there were several that I was able to eliminate most of the answer choices because it's a multiple choice exam. Then I had to guess between like 2 or 3 or so in a lot of questions. So we'll see. Hopefully I got at least some of them right. In that case, I feel pretty comfortable with it, but we shall see. I always tend to think about the worst possible scenario, when in most cases that's not going to happen. So just gonna forget about it for the next few weeks. We'll see what happens. But that is the reason why I have not been making as many videos recently. But now, since the exam is passed and I won't be taking another one for at least a few months. I mean, I'm not gonna be studying for at least a couple months, most likely. Gonna take a bit of a break so I don't get burnt out. But videos should be picking back up. Should be making more of them per week. Yeah, I just been making one per week over the past couple of months because of all the studying I was doing. But now, because I won't be doing that for a little while, videos should be coming back. I have a decent amount of backlog, so you can expect several coming in just the next couple of weeks. Also, you guys will be happy to hear that just earlier today, I finally managed to 6-star my Yesco via the Clash Store. Something that I've been working towards, I don't know how long it's been, ever since I 5-starred the Electric R or the IDR, whatever you want to call it. I've been focusing all my efforts on the Yesco, got it all the way up from, I think, 3 stars or 4 stars up to 6 stars now. The way I did that is I was able to purchase 5 blueprints pretty much every week, pretty consistently, through just the way or how my club did in the Clash. And with that, I don't even know, I could probably calculate how many weeks it's been, but it's been a long time. Finally been able to 6-star. I just got to get all the credits to upgrade it now, and you can expect a video about that coming at some point as well, soon in the near future. But with that, let's get to our general review of the McLaren Solus GT. It's an incredibly fun car, one of the most fun cars I've played in many updates, simply due to the great acceleration, handling, drifting, nitro efficiency, and the top speed isn't even all that horrible. It's just compared to Salines, it might not be the best, but if you're in Gold League, it's gonna do great. It's definitely one that I might recommend going for in the Grand Prix. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!